What's going on, everybody? My fiance and I are in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania today, checking out the filming locations to the iconic 90s television show, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You've all seen the show, you know all the lyrics to the theme song, and this particular location is the basketball court scene where they shot the opening credits, and we're about to enter it right now, so let's check it out. We are now entering the Roberto Clemente playground here in North Philadelphia. This actually wasn't West Philadelphia as the theme song suggests. A lot of times when I do these location videos, I only show the locations itself and I never show the surrounding areas, but this is actually a pretty nice park that they renovated about 10 years back. So I figured it'd be cool to kind of get some surrounding shots. And right there is the infamous basketball court. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is. The basketball hoop used in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air opening credits. If you look out, I mean, none of that landscaping was there 32 years ago when they filmed the opening credits. I mean, if you remember, this was all concrete and chain link fences. But look at this shot right here. I'm gonna try to match up the angle the way they portrayed it in the opening credits. Perfect. Will Smith would have been standing on the top of the key, right where my finger is, when he took that infamous hook shot. And if you remember in the theme song, in the background there were a row of apartment buildings. Those apartments got torn down sometime in the mid to late 90s, so they're not there anymore, but right there is where Will Smith would have taken that shot, which, if memory serves, didn't go in. I think it actually bounced off the rim, but regardless, a piece of TV history directly in front of us. I wanted to get a closer look at the basketball hoop. As you can see, it's missing a rim, but the backstop still looks pretty similar as it did in the theme song. I mean, after 32 years, I'm sure it's been replaced, but if you look at the design and compare the two photos, they actually look pretty similar. Look at that. Look at that. Right here is where the couple of guys that were up to no good were sitting just before they attacked Will and spun him over his head. And the way you can tell, you know, when you're doing these locations, a lot of the times you have to look at some of the surrounding landmarks, and the way you can tell is the tip of that backstop and that church in the background. So this would have been the exact location of those benches. Although that is not the same bench used in the theme song, this is the location where it once sat. Pretty cool. All those years of watching the TV show, I never knew that there was a baseball field right next to the basketball court, but I do want to get a shot of this whole playground because it's really nice. I mean, they did a really good job renovating this entire place. I believe they did this back in 2011 because, like I said before, none of this was here when they shot this. This was all concrete and it was pretty barren. These trees weren't even here. But that elementary school and that mural were in the background when they filmed it. Wow. This is definitely a bucket list for me. All right, I gotta get a shot of me sitting right there. I want to be one of those bad guys that were up to no good. Babe, can you take a photo of me being a bad guy that was up to no good? Okay. Thank you. After the guys got up from that bench, they made their way over to center court, right there, where they started pushing Will around, and I believe one guy was spinning him over his head. That all occurred right there. Look at that. I want to get a shot of the Roberto Clemente playground sign. There you have it. The basketball hoop and court used in the opening sequence of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. This is the first filming location video that I've done in about a year and a half. I believe the last one I did was Super Troopers when I had my COVID hair. But there was no way that I could conclude my Philadelphia trip without at least stopping here. This was a bucket list of mine, and I'm really glad that I got to check it out. This was one of my favorite shows growing up, as I'm sure it was yours. And we all knew the theme song, right? So there was no way that I couldn't stop here. It was a pleasure. We have a lot of things that we're doing today, so we're gonna get going. Until next time,